Peace, peace, peace. As always, I'm going to try to make this as short and effective as possible for you. But I don't know how long this is going to be, so I'm just going to pretense with that. I saw a video last night by the public offender, and I guess this is a response to the public offender. This is a response to Dean Withers, and all respect to these men, all respect to the work that they are attempting to do, and that they believe that they're doing, and that they think that they're doing. And I'm no better than these men. But the man who speaks the truth will find himself alone. And I'm going to speak the truth right now. And it's going to isolate me from a lot of Democrats. It's going to isolate me from a lot of Republicans. And I'm used to that. I'm used to whatever side it is accusing me of being the enemy, accusing me of being the opposition, because I don't agree with their really hokey type of beliefs and ideology. But all men are misogynists. I've had this they live experience since last night, watching this public offender video and discussing that there are no good men. And I walked away from the video not immediately feeling like I saw anything, but the more after I saw it, I just kept thinking about it more and more. I was like, wow, it was really late at night as well, so I guess that might have played some type of role. But for the next 12 hours or so now, it's been about 12 hours since I saw the video, I can't unsee this. And every time I look on social media, I can't unsee this. And I just got done listening to this Dean Withers debate. And these liberals often talk about abortion. I'm going to be quite frank with you, liberals. You all, in your arguments about abortion, are going to lose you every single election imaginable. Your stance on abortion is inhumane. Your stance on abortion is stupid. You know, it just is. It's a dumb argument. And your stance of abortion, it does not qualify, validate, nor acknowledge the reasons why people are against abortion. It makes you all look satanic. It makes you all look like demons. Your stance on abortion makes you look evil as fuck. Let me just begin it with that. The way that you argue about abortion, the way that you argue against people that believe in abortion, you are never going to win another election like that. People don't like abortions. You've obviously never gone through an abortion. You've obviously never faced the experience of a young woman having an abortion or a young woman aborting your child. You've never gone through that. Y'all fucked. I'm just going to be real with you. Y'all fucked on that. But in this specific debate that I'm watched, and if I can, I'll post a link. I'll post a link to both videos if I can find them before posting this, quite honestly with you. But I'm sitting here as a black guy, watching two white men argue about black women and abortions. Neither of these men are women, evidently. Neither of these whites are black. But both of these white men, a libertarian and a liberal, are having a heated conversation, calling each other racist, calling each other insults, and they just use black women as a battlefield. Black women is just a venue for them. It's just a topic. It's The topic of discussion is not about black women being real people. It's not about black women having real agency. It's not even, hey, are there any black women in the audience that have their own opinion or perspective or voice? It is two grown adult white men having a virtue signal argument over black women having abortions. And watching this, you already combat this reality that all white people are racist. So the racist elements of Dean Withers, the racist elements of the Libertarian, these were sadly, expected. The dehumanization of women in this argument, this debate, not understanding why both sides were morally wrong. These are the men who feel like they're supposed to be superior. These are the men that feel like they're supposed to be in control of everything. Neither of these men knew what the fuck they were talking about. You got Dean, can I please speak? Can I please speak? Can I please talk? Can I please have my turn? Can I please? Oh my God, I can't believe that you didn't give me my chance to this. It's like, dude, you're talking about killing kid. You're talking about people being in love, having a relationship, discovering that they're having a baby, and they're not in the financial situation to bring this bundle of joy into the world. It destroys relationships. It destroys the way that people see one another. It destroys people's souls. It's a very bad thing. It's a very horrible institution that we have to endure. And it's shit that we need to have abortions. So the callous way in which liberals discuss abortion, the way that it feels that liberals celebrate and worship abortions, it's a weakness in your argument. It does not strengthen your party. It does not strengthen your platform. You are not bringing human being. The people who love abortions, the people that celebrate abortions, the people that think that abortion should be a first resort, a primary resort, a secondary resort, rather than working on your relationship, working on your relationships with other people, working on your personal life and putting yourself in the best position to raise your kids. That is a societal flaw and error within itself to begin with. But when we're talking specifically about the black community with two white men, and you're talking about a situation in which black women are killing their offspring, what qualifies either one of you men to have this discussion? Why did neither man, if Dean Withers was not a racist white supremacist, if liberals within themselves were not racist white supremacists, they would say, you know what, I need to defer to my black colleagues on this. I'm not black, you're not black, we need to hear what real black people think about this. I don't have this lived experience. I'm not facing this situation. I do have my opinions on it, but you know what? Opinions are like assholes. Why can't white men allow black people to have their own voice without a white translator, without white intervention, without white involvement? Why can't black people just have their own voice independent from white men? When you do have an all-black organization, white men join and they want leadership positions. White women join and they want leadership positions. Why can't you join and sit in the back of the fucking room and be quiet? You can't be an ally because you're trying to speak for us. That's not allyship. That's control. That's the racist ideology of this. All white people are racist. All men are misogynists. it wasn't the racial elements that really disturbed me. It wasn't the denial of racism, which I expected. It wasn't using racism as a tool to virtue signal like I expected. Both are extremely racist white supremacist ideologies. It wasn't them calling each other racist back and forth. It was the absolute misogyny and callousness in which they discussed other people's lived situations, other people's intimate health details, and having to kill their own kids to assure their own survival. That is not something to normalize. That isn't something to celebrate. That isn't something to advocate. That isn't something to legalize. And I do at least agree with Dean Withers to the extent that we should address the situations in which black women are having abortions, white women are having abortions. We should do that. But that would require you to actually listen to women and have them speak for themselves, and not have this perspective that we need men to talk about women's medical health experiences and women's biological reality that we do not endure as men. We do not have women's bodies. We do not have a woman's experience. We don't know what the fuck. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're trans. You know nothing about being a woman. You know absolutely nothing about what it means to be a woman. And women have absolutely no idea what it's like to be a man. We are two completely different people. We are two completely separate genders. I don't care if you're facing gender dysphoria. You do not understand the opposite sex. You are playing a caricature of what you think the opposite sex is. And it's offensive. Because there's no monolith for women. You have women who are pro-abortion, you have women who are anti-abortion. Women need to have debates and discussions and talk about the issue of abortion. Only female politicians should be discussing the issue of abortion. I agree to the extent it's my child. The babies come from men. And you can even view the child as your property. That is the extent of your part of the conversation. What happens with your property? You gave your property to somebody else, willingly gave your property to somebody. In any situation, you have unless you are an underage child, you have willingly given your DNA to this woman to do with as she sees fit. So yes, it is your property. You've given your property away to somebody else. It is now up to that person to decide what they do with the gift that you gave them. If you have not built the situation in which this woman feels that you can raise a child emotionally, financially, or just she don't fucking know you and you don't fucking know her, so why the hell are you doing this? I think that would have been far better for a lot of people to have gotten an abortion, to have ended things early, to have figured out another way, rather than the reality in which we face, in which you have a lot of kids growing up with unmarried parents. You have a lot of kids growing up with one parent. You have a lot of kids growing up in which their parents are together. They have two parents. Their parents hate each other. Their parents don't like each other. And their parents are only there for the kid. And it's the worst thing you could do to the kid because it's toxic and unhealthy. And you're going to judge people because for some reason your opinion matters. I don't know why. I made a video about that. And this is basically what it comes down to for me. Is that you're either going to judge people based on which the quality... you're going to judge people on the basis of the quality in which they raise their child. So whether they're a good parent or a bad parent, if you're like a Democrat, to justify abortions, look at all these terrible parents. They should have never had kids. That's why you need abortions. Look at all these divorced people. Come on now. That's why we need the abortion. And we need stem cells. That's why we need this. And then on the other hand, you judge the fact that this person is in a situation in which they can't raise a child if you're a Republican. And say, well, fuck you. Get a goddamn job and struggle for the rest of your life to raise this kid and abuse this kid. You know, it's like... There's all these ways that they keep us divided. There's all these ways that they keep us in argument. They keep us in debate. They keep us going back and forth. But in reality... You got to go.
Yeah, I texted you, but you didn't answer. You're about to leave. Yeah, you texted me. I'm recording a video, so I'm trying to finish the video. Okay. Thank you. Alright, be safe. I love you. I'll call you. I'll call Trader Joe's. Alright, baby. If you find something for lunch, I'll make it for you.
So that's my baby. That's my baby right there. You know, that's really expanded my perspective of this situation. It's really changed. I feel like a lot of you men are incels. I feel like the other group of you are cuckolds. I feel like the Republicans are the party of incels. And the Democrats are the party of cuckolds. That their relationship with women is not in which women view them in a position of authority or leadership. The Democratic male's perspective with women is the idea that women are the boss, women are in charge, they have to do it. They have to basically coincide with anything that women say. So if a woman is a hoe, if a woman is a slut, if a woman is completely fucking irresponsible in every way, shape, or form, they have to coattail to that and eat the pussy of the woman who's giving it away to like 10 other fucking dudes, and you just can't say shit because you're a guy and you can't judge. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that shit at all. On the other side, you have people that believe in controlling every single aspect of women. Control, and this is they're both misogynistic. It's both misogyny. If I really love you, and I really care about you, and I really genuinely respect you as a person, I have to tell you the truth. I have to honor our relationship by being honest with you when you are wrong and when you are right. When you are making great points, you are making valid arguments, you want to do something positive, you're trying to do something beneficial, you want to help other people, you want to see other people get fed, you want to see... These are aspects within government and politics that are considered feminine, helping other people, making sure everyone's fed, making sure that everyone's provided for. These are nurturing aspects that are considered feminine. That's a very good thing. There's nothing wrong with femininity. There's nothing wrong with women. There's something wrong with men. There's something wrong with y'all. I hear the things you all say about women. I see the shit we all say about women. I know myself. I know my own perspectives and viewpoints and thoughts, you know. All men are misogynist. Every white person is a racist. Every male is a misogynist. And by that proxy, every feminist is a misandrist. The goal is not man versus woman. The goal is man and woman. The goal is unity. The goal is solidarity. The goal is understanding sexual integration. I need to understand you as a woman to understand myself as a man, and vice versa. I need to work with you as a woman to feel complete as a man, and vice versa. We're not going to be able to exist because we're complements to each other. We fulfill the other side. We help the other side exist and sustain and grow and cultivate and nourish and reproduce and make the world a better place. When men and women get together, it is a beautiful, wonderful thing, and it doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be transactional either, young woman. If I love women, me advocating every terrible decision that you make is not love. That's hatred. That is apathy. That is the opposite of love. On the other hand, me trying to control everything that you do, giving you no freedom, basically having no trust for you, having no trust in you to make your own decisions, to be your own person, and to respect me when I'm not there, that I need to control you. I need to control. That is hatred. That is apathy. That is control. And it's just, I can't unsee this. Every single man is a misogynist. And it's true. You can't argue against it. It's a reality. Every single dude is a misogynist. You either have men who curtail the women, ride their coattails, and they only really believe what they feel because they have to. They want to get laid. And that's it. The men who are misogynists just want to get laid. They feel like they need to be that way, or it's the only way they can get laid.
I'll be back.
I'll see you soon, baby. Drive safe. I'm gonna go so I can actually say bye and give her a kiss. But that's my thoughts, that's my viewpoints. Tell me what you think, tell me how you feel. Peace out.